She had this incredible laugh, this giddy, slightly disconcerting laugh. Nights lost on social media perusing the lives of the rich and famous.
You're like a warrior with a chink in the armour.
Loads of acts vying for the place in the semi-finals.
She's always hugging you and burrowing her nose into your nape. That'd be cruel. I wouldn't abide by that.
Long and hard about it, and my answer's yes.
Yes to what?
Kids, marriage, the full 9 yards.
Never said anything.
You're really getting on my nerves with this dilly-dally hot and cold shit.
Where do you want to be in 10 years' time?
Have you guys done any cooking whatsoever?
We're still on the flambe.
Beau is a painter by trade.
Hello, Beau. He left the house one day and came back a little more Scottish, a little more neurotic, and dare I say, a little better at abseiling. Liz's eldest son died in an abseiling accident.
You love drama. Anything to take you away from the stasis that is your own life.
And if you go over your allotted time, you will be disqualified.
It was always an ambition of mine to take a show there, to join the hustle and bustle of street performers and artists gambling their luck on a shot of fame.
Performer or punter?
And the punters?
You can ask them to leave if you'd like.
Oh, no. I was about a week in and I felt like the dregs of show business.
I'm just gonna nip to the bathroom, all right?
Right, you don't need to ask me like 5 million times.
Excuse me, sir, I'm just gonna nip to the bathroom, all right?
Martha was barred for an incident shortly after the attack on Terry.
I know it can feel convoluted, but, you know, we will do our very best to deal with this situation as... I know it can feel convoluted, but...
My dad's croaky voice from shouting.
But I thought, with the police, we weren't on the cards anyway.
Shut up. It suddenly dawned on me that Martha knew exactly what she was doing. He was a repeat offender, a seasoned pro. Just about anything in the world he asks of you, because fame encompasses judgment.
I really want to commend you on your job as president.
Convoluted.
Convoluted.
Convoluted. Convoluted.
Convoluted. Convoluted. Convoluted.
Convoluted. Convoluted.
That's a good point.
Backhanded compliment.
Bad here. Yeah. Grab my razor.
Well, thank you. I will accept your backhanded compliment.
And backhanded compliment me all day.
I'm just grateful.
Oh, I see. Is this one of your backhanded compliments?
Oh, take it.
The backhanded compliment to lower her self-esteem, a proven winner.
Is that a backhanded compliment about my time off?
Kind of a backhanded compliment, but thank you.
Comments and backhanded compliments.
That sounds like a backhanded compliment.
Every compliment has to be backhanded.
I took it as a backhanded compliment when he said I was looking good for my age. I took it as a backhanded compliment when he said I was looking good for my age. A backhanded compliment? A backhanded compliment? A backhanded compliment?
You laud the virtues of Pentos, but you have no interest in it.
Lauded and sought after surgical centers in the country.
Where he is lauded as a visionary.
Well, these citizens should be lauded. And
hear that?
And we laud the very thorough work.
She's a lauded tactician who's run enough.
Inspector Lisbon's actions were lauded as...
You know, it's lauded as a state treasure.
And Herrera both modeled and lauded, knowingly allowed a lauded and unanimously respected captain.
The things that you've been lauded for all your life.
To receive her public lauding from her peers.
And I laud your thrift.
Look, the much lauded risotto was perfectly fine.
Mexicans have never been lauded for their intelligence.
An internationally lauded poet.
I laud your sensitivities, and you know that.
And I'll write one hell of an obituary for him, lauding his courage, his idealism.
I am in this earthly world where to do harm is often laudable.
Laudable but naive.
Though admittedly laudable optimism and decency.
His Royal Highness has struggled. And whilst Her Majesty's desire to have her son be the first heir to the throne to attend a normal school is laudable, and we were delighted to have His Royal Highness at Cheam, we should not delude ourselves that it has been entirely successful.
Perspicacious skewering of evangelicals is laudable.
Your attitude is laudable, Doctor, but your reasoning is reckless.
A solid B, which is laudable given the situation and time constraints.
Your Your attitude is laudable, Doctor, but your reasoning is reckless.
While the sentiments expressed are laudable.
It is laudable that you have provided.
Of course it is laudable.
I find it just really laudatory that people should sacrifice their weekend time to worship God.
I wrote some really laudatory things about your work with the...
I'd like to offer a laudatory statement.
I'm the toast of the town.
You're the toast of Broadway, and you have an opportunity to redeem that for a little cash.
He is the toast of the Parisian music halls.
They say his Lear was the toast of Croydon, wherever that is.
You'd be the toast of Zurich.
He's the toast of London in Robert Louis Stevenson's play.
You're going to be the toast of Broadway.
You'll be the toast of the gala.
You know, you'll be the toast of the town. You'll...
Made him the toast of the town.
I understand it well enough to write a book that's the toast of Paris.
Jim, I'm the toast of the town.
You're the toast of the Dramatic Society.
Oh, do you think so?
You're the toast of Broadway, Babs. Enjoy it.
You want to be the toast of the Tonight Show? The delight of David Letterman? The apple of Arsenio's eye? Style is what it takes.
You're about to be the toast of London, John.
He has been the toast of every young lady's eye.
In just a couple days, yours truly, a cab driver from Los Angeles, has become the toast of the world's most famous film festival. Well, your house guest is quite the toast of the town.
Don't go back on your word, Rick. Be true. Be strong.
Isn't it?
I'm Starfleet. I never go back on my word.
I never thought you'd go back on your word.
Why did you go back on your word?
What drives people to go back on their word?
So now you're going back on both words.
Admit it. You're going back on your word.
Stuart, you can't go back on your...
We Malones never go back on our word.
I never go back on my word.
Nu løber din alliancepartner i valgkampen fra jeres aftale.
Would you, Mr. Howell? Howell, go back.
He would never go back on his word.
I can't go back on my word, Marty.
Going back on your word. Yeah.
I'm over. I can't go back on my word.
Kiss me, I could. You're going back on your word.
And now you're going back on your word?
You want me to go back on your word?
All right, Sam, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back on my own.
You know I don't go back on my word, Miss Blanche.
Hell, if I go back on my word, I'll kill her.
Why did you go back on your word?